Welcome to Hero Club. My name is George Primavera, and if you listen to Hero Club regularly, you know that I usually act as the Dungeon Master as we play and record games of Dungeons & Dragons, shaping them into fast-paced radio play-like anthologies. But for this special holiday episode, we're switching things up, and the role of Dungeon Master will be taken by Nick Williams.
That's right, and that means that I'm God. No longer a pawn in George's game, he's a pawn in mine, for one night only. And to reflect this, we're implementing a drunkenness scale. Borrowed from the Mage Hand Press Taverns and Tankards book, as characters consume more alcohol, they gain more levels of drunkenness, which give them massive handicaps. We're still keeping George's rules about nat 20s and botches, rolling a 20 on the dice or rolling a 1, but pretty much everything else, including logic, got thrown out the window because it's my time to shine. I hope you all enjoy my silly attempt to take George's job.
Without further ado, happy holidays and welcome to the club.
Let's get down to brass tacks. Adventuring's rough, but you got the right stuff, and you revel in each new scar. You won the tourney, finished that hero's journey, now you're looking for R&R. If you hunted and hankered for a tavern and tankard, but nothing could cure that wound, come meet Spooky Dave, he'll step out of his grave and start shaking them bones for you soon. You're at Vacation Island, stay for a wild man. A horse or a simic, an ogre or mimic is kin in my land. Come tired from trialing, then stumble out smiling. Get 3 sheets on dry land. Rum ho! Vacation Island. Welcome to the beaucoup good times. We open on a sunny day, moving far off the coast of the mainland of Arahonia, across the warm, deep blue water of the Tantico Sea. Phosphorescent dolphins leap into view in pods, and we catch our first look of a jagged, verdant mountain on the horizon, dotted with grass roof buildings and emblazoned across the top with a magically floating gargantuan neon sign that reads, Johnny Pineapple's Vacation Island Resort and Spa. The water suddenly changes color to a brilliant glowing aqua as we enter the island's pristine lagoon and begin to follow the flight of a brilliantly plumed red macaw, wearing a parrot-sized flower lei. In its taloned feet, it holds 4 golden pineapple print letters. It banks down towards one of the crowded resort beaches and lands drunkenly on a lifeguard tower, just as we hear, coming from the water.
Cyrus Splashzone Coveth, the Triton lifeguard, snaps to attention, his eyes flitting towards the source of the noise.
Roll an investigation check.
2.
It's an incredibly crowded day at Splashzone Cove, and you can't pinpoint exactly where the screams are coming from.
Help, I'm drowning!
Don't worry, buddy, I'm coming! Cyrus confidently dives into the water and swims toward where he thinks the noise is coming from.
Roll another investigation check, this time with advantage.
19.
You pinpoint the source of the noise as a morbidly obese halfling woman in a teeny tiny pink bathing suit who is flailing wildly in what looks to be 4 feet of water.
The dedicated guardian of Splashzone Cove swims toward the woman until he obviously can't swim anymore because the water is too shallow, at which point he stands.
Don't just stand there, I'm gonna drown!
It's all right, ma'am. It's all right. If you could stop flailing.
Save me!
Ma'am, that is what I'm trying to do. I need you to remain calm, and I will escort you to the shore.
Don't tell me to calm down, I'm gonna die!
It's okay. Hey, look at me. Look at me. Cyrus holds the woman's cheek with one hand and makes eye contact with her. Deep breath in.
Roll a persuasion check.
18.
Oh, I trust you implicitly with my entire life. Take me in your strong arms.
Could be all right. Cyrus' bodyguard carries the halfling woman to the shore.
As soon as you get to sand, she hops off and runs over to her incredibly frail husband and smacks him across the face.
Where Greg!
And as you walk back towards your lifeguard station, you notice the macaw.
Oh, I love this job. Oh, hey, sup, Wingnut?
I got a letter for you.
Lay it on me, brother.
With one taloned hand, Wingnut tosses one of the golden letters at Cyrus.
The dedicated guardian of Splashzone Cove catches it effortlessly and opens it.
There's a small explosion of confetti.
Oh.
And inside, written in Johnny Pineapple's handwriting, which you recognize from all the other memos you've ever received, says, "Congratulations, you're an Employee of the Month. Come celebrate with us tonight at Beaucoup Good Times Bar."
Oh, hell yeah.
Wingnut, the parrot, takes flight again, and we follow him up and over the beach, past resplendent overwater bungalows and beachfront villas, and into the thick jungle of the mountain. Flying high above a series of rustic but clean boardwalks that lead up to a glittering rainforest waterfall surrounded by small grass shacks with a big sign that reads, "Lay on Hands Spa at Vacation Island." He flits down on one of the farthest small grass shacks where a large Goliath is currently being massaged.
Quintin, no last name, is a lithe, brass dragonborn with slick-back scales and big rings on every finger. He spits a little fire out of his mouth towards a bed of hot rocks and begins to place them on the Goliath's back.
Ooh, that's hot.
Of course it is. I'm just gonna need you to relax, all right? Let the entire world drift away from you.
Okay.
This is your new reality. Absolute, pure perfection. Nirvana, as it might be said. Let yourself drift off into a nice sleep, and let me take you to a place you've never been before. Relaxation.
Roll a performance check.
17.
Oh, okay, that's... all right, sounds nice.
You seem nervous. Is there some way I could make it a little bit more comfortable for you?
No, I'm a busy man. I've never had time for a massage before.
Shh.
Ooh.
What if you've just for once in your life really thought to yourself, I deserve this, right? Quintin places another hot rock on his neck.
Ooh. You know what? You're right. I do deserve this. I'm gonna give it a go.
Sleep now. Let the rocks and the heat completely enthrall you. I'll be right back with some oils. Quintin then leaves to go steal whatever valuables he can find in this man's possessions.
Roll a stealth check.
21.
This Goliath is a wealthy businessman, and he has a lot of coin on him, and you take it all. Right as you're in the middle of pilfering this man's bag, Wingnut drops down from the ceiling unceremoniously. Message from Johnny!
Shh! Wingnut, you're ruining the entire vibe. Quintin takes the letter and opens it.
Congratulations! You're an Employee of the Month! Come celebrate with us tonight at Beaucoup Good Times Bar!
All right. Just finally listen to my proposal. Sharon,
What?
can you take care of, Mr. What's his name again?
You hear pages flipping in the other room.
Stoneback Gathakanathi.
Right. Will you take care of Mr. Stoneback? Johnny is calling.
How many times am I going to have to cover for you this week?
All right, bye, Sharon.
Wingnut this time heads east, on an updraft, over towards a massive restaurant with an absurd buffet spread that looks out on the lagoon. Over the terrace is a paper sign that reads, "Happy Retirement, Grack the Bloodletter," and a geriatric orc in an aloha shirt sits in the center surrounded by colleagues.
Standing at the front of the room at 6'10", a good head taller than almost everyone else there, is Sigge Radmusson. Sigge is a centaur whose platinum white blonde hair, shaved on one side of his head, drops over his eye on the other and caresses down into a sort of mane leading to his centaur legs. He is not wearing a shirt, nor does he ever, but instead, a long chainmail link vest lies open across his barrel chest. To his side is what he describes as his keg hammer, a large keg roughly hewn to the end of some driftwood. He addresses the room.
Alright, what is up, Vacation Island friends? It is your favorite boy, Sigge Radmundsson, aka DJ Sigg, on the ones and twos, dropping you some fat beats. We are here to celebrate the retirement of Grack the Bloodletter. No more blood for you, my friend, just good vibes. Here we go.
DJ Sigge starts spinning.
DJ Sigge, roll a performance check.
Botch.
The extremely ancient-looking orc slowly rises to his feet and begins to shuffle dance, his bones cracking and creaking as he does.
Yes, feel that beat.
He freezes and then hits the floor. Oh my god! Oh my god! Grat! Somebody call an ambulance! Do something, DJ Sigge!
Though definitely reeling, Sigge tries to remain unfazed.
Do not worry, cool friends. I am trained in CPR, and I will handle this. This happens all the time at the DJ Sigge show.
Roll a medicine check.
5.
He's dead.
Well, somebody knows how to listen to the prompt. You retired as hard as you could, Grack. Also, to friends and family, sorry.
As Grack, the Bloodletter's friends and family all crowd around him, Wingnut lands on your shoulder, Sigge.
Oh, what is good, my dude?
A letter from Johnny. He drops the letter into your hands.
Sigge opens it.
Wow, confetti.
Congratulations, you're an Employee of the Month. Come celebrate with us tonight at Beaucoup Good Times Bar.
Wow, this timing is more fortuitous than you know.
Wingnut dives off your shoulder and off the terrace itself in a dive towards the water again, where a massive rattan theater with a marquee that reads, "The Johnny Pineapples Players Every Hour on the Hour" sits. Wingnut lands in the beautiful tropical flower-laden atrium of the theater and hops through an employees-only door and down a long, dark staircase to a dingy basement. The bass of the Johnny Pineapples Players reverberating aggressively throughout. On the last possible door is the name Troy Flaup, with a U.
Inside a bare and unfinished room, sitting behind a desk that is in desperate need of a coaster, is Troy Flaup. Troy is bald, wearing small spectacles over his beady eyes, and he licks his thin lips as he drinks cold Earl Grey tea. He leans back in his chair and continues speaking into a conch shell. All I'm saying is if they're gonna give me a ticket for it, the Pegasus lane should be clearly marked. Hold on, Mom. I know this is a long message, but I'll call you back. Troy hangs up the conch shell, reaches under his desk drawer to get a squirt bottle full of water, and walks over to a dead palm tree sapling crammed into a tiny pot. Lunchtime, Petunia.
This is even too awkward for Wingnut, who kind of clumsily knocks on the door. I could come back.
Oh, no, come on in. Hey, Petunia, we got a lunch friend.
No, just dropping off. Can't stay.
Troy walks over to another drawer, pulls out some color-enabling glasses because he is fully colorblind, seeing in black and white, and recognizes Wingnut. Oh, hey, you got a message from Johnny? We've been overdoing that lunch date for like 10 years, and he said that he would, we've been rain checking, and
Well, that's Johnny's business, not mine, so I should probably go.
Right, hey, wait, you had that's all? You just came down to say hi?
Nope. Got a Johnny letter.
Oh, hey. Well, this is what I was talking about. Hey, let me take a look at that here.
Wingnut puts it on the ground and slides it forward before walking backwards out of the room.
You know, you could stay while I read it.
Nope, that's okay.
Are you sure?
Gotta get back.
Troy opens the letter.
Congratulations, you're an Employee of the Month. Come celebrate with us tonight at Beaucoup Good Times Bar.
Employee of the Month? Holy cow. I can't believe it. Troy goes to grab the conch shell and call his mother back, thinks better of it. Oh man, I gotta get ready. I don't have time for nothing. He reaches into a drawer, gets rid of his black clip-on tie, and replaces it with a very festive yellow and pink Hawaiian tie, but changes nothing else about his formal gray attire. Okay, Petunia, don't wait up.
We cut to that night. Torches light the boardwalks, and an absurdly long and too picturesque sunset lingers on the horizon. Troy Flaup, now in his Hawaiian tie, walks up to the door of the Beaucoup Good Times Bar in the center of the island.
Troy Flaup readjusts his festive tie. Okay, you can do this. It's just a lot of people in a room all at once. And Troy walks off into the bar.
Troy, you step through a simple wooden door with a rusty porthole in the center of it, and are greeted with a blast of warm island air from an impossible source. Once your eyes adjust, you find yourself in a torch-lit tiki bar, bristling with kitschy island decor, tribal artifacts, and a small stage. where a kobold band is playing. Around you, Troy, are the other 3 employees holding their golden cards.
Quintin is still adorned in his Masseur outfit, a deep V-neck, gold chain, and very, very tight sweatpants.
Cyrus wears short red swim trunks and a classic white lifeguard tank with a red cross on it, only it is made of armor scales. He's accessorized with his magical whistle, which is around his neck, and a puka shell bracelet. The whole getup shows a good amount of his blue skin, which is about as close as possible to tanned and bronzed as blue can be.
Sigge has added some necklaces to his wares, most prominently a large shark tooth necklace that dangles down to his mid-chest. He has also strapped a long skimboard over his back, in his words, just in case the need arises.
A bleary-eyed, dad-bodied satyr with flowing blonde hair, a thick blonde mustache, absolutely Donald Ducking it in an obscenely unbuttoned aloha shirt, finishes pouring an elaborate tiki drink behind his back and trots out to greet you. This is Johnny Pineapples, and this is his resort. Hey, welcome to Beaucoup Good Times Bar. Y'all been selected as my top employees of the month here on Vacation Island for a free party on me. He begins to go down the line with individualized handshakes for each person. Cyrus, now I've been hearing you say 15 drunk skinny dippers this week. Now that's the real skinny, my man.
Cyrus wells with pride.
Just doing my job, Mr. Pineapples.
Quintin, I don't know what you're telling those massage clients of yours, but they keep leaving feeling like they've won the lottery or something.
Oh, all right, Johnny. No, it's really more me who's been winning a lot of lotteries lately.
All right. DJ Sigge, what is up, my man? The one solely responsible for bringing the house down and setting the roof on fire, no matter what the occasion.
Yes, Johnny, this is what I'm talking about. Though also, we should probably discuss something, my man.
Yeah, what's that?
It does not need to be right now if we are having a party. I do not want to ruin the vibes.
All right, sounds good. He moves on to Troy Flaup.
But it really...
And Troy Flaup, you are definitely an accountant. Everybody enjoy drinks on the house and cut it up with some of our regulars. Y'all earned it.
Troy Flaup began to respond and is still talking as the bar cheers and he is completely drowned out. Hey there, I've been really workshopping something like an idea that I've had. It's an algorithm to increase profits by 0.125%.
As you disperse into the bar, you notice Wingnut land on Johnny's shoulder and whisper something urgently to him. Dear God. All right, hey, I just gotta handle something real fast. You guys just have fun. Everything's on the house. And he runs back to his office.
Yes, for party times!
Everybody grabs a delicious, extremely elaborate tiki drink in individualized mugs, and you each find yourself talking to a different regular at the bar. Cyrus, you're bellied up to the bar next to an entirely barnacle-encrusted, old, fat sailor man. This is Salty Glenn. He comes in every single night.
Hey, Salty! How you doing, brah?
Is that Cyrus? Hot damn. Good to see you, man.
How you been, brah? You drown again? I'm telling you, brah, if I'd been there, it wouldn't have happened the first time.
That's great. You know, some people look at drowning as a bad thing, but I look at drowning as the start of my second chapter.
I look at drowning as a bad thing. That's literally my whole job as the guardian of Splashzone Cove is to make sure that people don't drown. I'm definitely one of the former guys, but I'm glad that you live your truth, man.
Did I ever tell you the story about when I took down the Doombringer Kraken?
You have, and I would love...
Well, so I was taking the ferry over to Krieg's Landing. I needed a new heel for my boot, so I decided to go to Morgan's Folly, which is what they called Krieg's Landing in those days. So I tied an onion to my belt, which was the style at the time. Now to take the ferry cost a copper, and in those days coppers had pictures of bumblebees on them. Give me 5 bees for a silver, you'd say. Now where were we? Oh yeah, the important thing was that I had an onion on my belt, which was the style at the time. They didn't have white onions because of the war. The only thing you could get was those big yellow onions. This goes on for 10 minutes, Cyrus. And that's how I invented cloaks of billowing. Hey, thanks for listening to my story.
You're welcome.
You're a pretty cool guy, Cyrus, and sometimes people don't listen to my stories all the way through. You remind me of my son. Not so salty, Glenn. Junior.
Salty, this is a lot to drop on a dude.
I know. I know, I'm sorry.
No. Don't apologize.
I don't mean to get emotional. That's not...
No, hey, if you need to be emotional, you express those feelings, dude.
Look, it's been a long time since I talked to my son.
Uh-huh.
And, I was gonna give him my lucky fishing hook on his 12th birthday. But I haven't been around. So, why don't you just take it? You remind me of him, and you should take the lucky fishing hook.
Salty? I would be honored to take your lucky fishing hook. It means the world that you are bequeathing it to me.
Quintin, you find yourself cutting it up in a booth with an extremely cool-looking wizard. He has a pompadour, a big pointy mustache and goatee, and his purple robes have an extremely high peaked collar. He is spreading out as far as he possibly could in a corner booth.
All throughout this conversation, Quintin is rolling a gold coin over his knuckles.
All right, so you and I can both agree that the economy is just absolutely knackered, right? I mean, do you know how much gold, platinum, silver that is just hidden away in caves, dungeons, just completely out of sight, out of reach of what we can get to? And who gets it? Adventurers. People who just kind of waltz on in with their powerful abilities and just take what they want. We have no money for us. How do we get rich, right? How do you and I, Cool Jeff, get rich?
Yeah, it's a good question.
That's where Astral comes in. You've heard of Astral, right?
What, like projection or something?
Or something. Yeah, it's like take your money and astral project it into the astral plane, right? And store it on the astral chain, and that is how we are able to just monitor how much you have at any given point in time, right? And a lot of people, you must have heard of Metacoin. Metacoin, people have already had so much success with that, and I felt like I had to get into the astral business as well, right? That's why I've developed my own coin, Quincoin, right? It's a little bit branding, but I guarantee you it is absolutely just completely legitimate, just as much as any other astral coin out there.
Roll a persuasion check.
19.
Cool Jeff gives you a long, cool stare. Alright, yeah. He waves his hand over a flower centerpiece on the table, and it births a business card that just says Cool Jeff and has his conch shell number on it. We'll be in touch. Abracamundo! And he explodes in a poof of glittery dust and is gone.
Quintin takes out his wallet and puts the business card with about 17 others.
Sigge and Troy, you're sitting on either side of a full-blown horse that stands at the bar. Roll a history check, both of you.
17.
14.
Sigge, you know about Clark. He's a guy who pissed off a witch and was polymorphed into a horse several years ago and has never figured out how to fix it. The horse gives Troy a side eye and downs a shot with its mouth before hitting the bar with a hoof and asking for another, which he promptly receives.
So, what's it like for you being full? You know, horse.
Clark turns and drunkenly responds in horse.
Oh, far out. Yeah, I can see how that would be difficult.
Clark raises a hoof as if to gesture at the top half of Sigge and says something else in horse.
Oh, my mother's side. I have got to tell you, Clark man, having thumbs is pretty cool.
He rolls his eyes in acknowledgement and takes another shot.
Troy feels a bit overwhelmed by this, not feeling like he has much in common with the other two next to him, and instead tries to get the attention of the bartender.
The bartender, Spooky David, is a skeleton wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Excuse me.
Hey, Troy, what's going on, buddy? Hey, congratulations on the whole, Employee of the Month thing. That's a cool deal.
Troy, realizing that this is his chance for his first conversation in at least 3 months, takes out his wallet. Oh, hey, thanks there. Hey, wanna see something cool?
What is it?
Troy lets the accordion-style photo album fall out of his wallet of at least 40 different pugs and attempts to enthrall Spooky David with his gallery of past pets.
Spooky David is gonna roll a wisdom save. 15. Oh, wow, that's a lot of pugs. I'm gonna go to the other part of the...
Before Spooky David can walk away, Troy has begun with some unsettling words as his introduction. So this is Daisy. She was hit by a moving carriage right in front of me. I saw the whole thing. Took her to the vet, but the doctor told me that it was, big time lost cause.
Jeez, woo.
Spooky David, now enthralled, is forced to listen to Troy explicate the cause of death of each and every one of his old pugs. This here is Timmy. He fell down a flight of stairs. This right here is Billy. He ate a full chocolate cake. And then this here is Tim Tam. She just stopped breathing. Yeah, they don't make them right.
God, that's rough.
Sigge, overhearing this conversation happening over his shoulder, decides to quickly and quietly move away.
Just as Troy's about to continue on his long list of pugs, Johnny comes back in. Spooky David, he's back. That coconut Gary son of a bitch is back. He found us again. Spooky David immediately snaps out of his enthrallment. Oh dear God. Hey, I just had a good idea. All of y'all, you're the best employers we have. You're gonna help us with our problem. You're literally the best 4 employees in our entire place. You have the letters and everything. If past me said it was so, it is so. Johnny pulls a big rope and a foghorn blows. All the regulars immediately know to clear out, and do. The bar is now empty except for the 4 of you, Spooky David and Johnny. All right, y'all. Here's the deal. My nemesis, Coconut Gary, is back again. And I need y'all to take this here cease and desist and put it into his hot little hands. He's out there on the other side of the island with some rip-off bullshit bar called Drink More Shores. I mean, that's not even clever. And look, normally I would say live and let live, right? There's plenty of room in this world for 2 tiki bars, but not with this fella. See, he and I have history. It was back when I was living out east. This lich went down to Stonebrook and he was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal. When he came across me, young man, slinging a hooch and slinging it strong. And then the lich jumped up on a hickory stump and said, I'll tell you what's going on. I guess you don't know it, but I'm a bottle slinger too, and if you'd care to take a dare, I'll make a bet with you. Now you can sling a pretty good bottle, boy, but give a lich his due. I'll make you a bet against your soul, because I think I'm better than you. I said, well, my name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet, and you're gonna regret, because I'm the best there's ever been. Then, long story short, I won and stripped him of all his titles and renamed him Coconut Gary instead of Cantankerous Gareth, which really pissed him off. And the only way for him to regain those powers is to beat me at the same game. So sooner or later, every time I settle in a new place, he finds me and tries to make a better tiki bar. That's why you gotta go over there and hand deliver this cease and desist. The fate of Vacation Island is in your hands. Now go get litigious on Coconut Gary's ass.
Cyrus's face is stone serious, but there are tears running down both cheeks.
That was the most amazing thing I've ever heard. Did you know that most of that rhymed? You can count on me, Mr. Pineapples. I would literally die for you.
I knew I could. Spooky David, set these boys up. I'll see y'all when you get back.
I've got a hard out at 9:30.
Johnny just continues walking away and doesn't acknowledge that. Spooky David brings you all in closer to the bar and begins fixing something behind it. Hey, so you're going after Coconut Gary. Be careful. That guy's no joke. And look, I should know, he created me. I was one of his till Johnny came along and he awakened me and don't know what I would have done. Who else I would have... Well, look, here. Where you're going, you might need it. And David pulls out 4 thermoses of hot coffee and passes it to each of you. When Johnny says that Coconut Gary's trying to beat him at his own game, he's gonna try to get you soused. And that's gonna be look, to some extent you gotta ride that wave, but don't go too far. And if you find yourself staring down the barrel, drink one of these. It'll help bring you back just a little bit.
So, Coconut Gary's well funded, yeah?
I mean, I don't know about well funded. He's a lich, so he's got goons.
Yeah, but yesterday there wasn't a tiki bar. Now Coconut Gary has a tiki bar?
He's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. You can't trust this guy. Quintin, I know you, for lack of a better term, you're a scumbag. It's cool. We all get it.
Wait. Everyone says this?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard things like that, yeah.
Well, I don't know about so much says it, but you be what you want, bro. You should live your most authentic self.
Troy, not knowing what everyone says, nods.
Yeah, pretty much everybody says you're a scumbag. Anyway, he's like a you scumbag, but he's really powerful. Just be careful. Johnny trots back over. All right, you all set to go? Take this. And he holds the scroll out to the group.
Cyrus eagerly grabs it.
Now go get him. You got this. I believe in you 100%. Wingnut will take you there, and there'll be a hell of a hootenanny waiting for you when you get back.
Mr. Pineapples?
Yeah, what's up, Troy?
What if we have no combat experience whatsoever?
But you got something else, Troy. You got grit, kid. Yeah, you got it. Come on.
I brought my boomerang.
Sure.
And my suitcase, and all my accounting files.
Why?
Well, you know, they say don't take your work home with you, but,
Dude, you got a boomerang? I've got a boomerang. We'll be bros. And don't worry, on my honor, as the Triton Guardian of Splashzone Cove, I will protect you, Traw.
Alright, I'm just here for the fun times with my new bros. I'm going to be your favorite boy, Sigge.
That's the attitude. Go get 'em, guys. Wingnut guides you to a tucked-away cove on the back side of the island, where you see a ramshackle bar has been placed on the sand. It looks completely out of place amongst the geography, as if someone literally just dropped it there. A falling apart sign above the door reads, Coconut Gary's Drink More Shores. Wingnut squawks, "Good luck!" and flaps off.
All right, cool, let's go.
And Cyrus heads in.
As you enter this super crappy knockoff of Johnny's bar, no warm island breeze greets you, and instead you come face to face with a grimy, unkempt tavern with minimal attempts to match Johnny's island kitsch. You also notice it's full of malicious characters. Gone are the colorful regulars of the Beaucoup Good Times bar, and in their place are gnolls, trolls, and goblins. At the bar, there is an almost identical skeleton to Spooky David in a dark patterned aloha shirt, wiping down the bar top. Behind him is a large padlocked door.
Oh no, I need to make a quick vibes check.
Saying this, Sigge taps into an almost divine sense of understanding as his vision goes from patron to patron.
You get a blast of undead energy coming at you.
Wow, something died in here, guys, and it's not just the fun.
Cyrus is going to approach the bartender.
Excuse me, my good man. We would like to speak with your boss, Coconut Gary.
Roll a persuasion check, Cyrus, as the skeleton eyes you warily.
6.
Yeah, I can show you right the Coconut Gary. For sure. VIPs, come right this way. And he begins unlocking the large padlock of the door behind the bar. He opens the door wide. He's right down there. Be my guests.
Hey, I don't know if this is like a normal question to ask when you open that big door there, but would this by any chance be some sort of trickery move to get us to walk down into a dark corridor, and then perhaps we would be assailed by some naughty guys?
Roll a persuasion check.
Dirty 20.
No, I'm not gonna show you to some naughty guys.
Oh, well, okay, guys, after me. Troy leads the way down.
Still not sure about this guy's vibe, Sigge looks him up and down, trying to gain some insight. 9.
He has a completely expressionless skull head, and it's impossible to judge.
Well, either way, I swore to defend Troy.
And Cyrus follows Troy.
Right on.
Quintin yawns and walks forward.
As soon as all of you are in the staircase, the skeleton flips a big lever, the staircase turns into a slippery slide, the floor of the basement gives way to a massive water flame that goes in an absurd twirling pattern and dumps you unceremoniously into a giant iron-barred cage.
One more time!
Looking around, you notice you're in a pretty small room. The floor is a bright, albeit stained, tropical pattern, and in front of you is a massive, 15-foot-tall portrait of a horrific, nightmarish Lich King, with a tiny plaque that reads, CG, Lich King.
CG. Wait a minute. Those are the initials of Coconut Gary. This is Coconut Gary, dudes.
Cantankerous Gareth, if you please. Suddenly, the shadows in the room all suck inward and form up against the wall in the silhouette of a skeletal lich, right on the painting.
Oh, all right.
Welcome, fools! You have entered my domain. I know you have been sent by him, the greatest fool of them all, Jonathan Pineapples, that fey bastard who cursed me to this prison of good vibes and sweet drinks.
Yeah.
The most annoying part was that he kept yelling, "Fire in the mountains! Run, boys, run!" while he did it. It was humiliating. No matter! If you cannot beat them, join them. I will not be in this state for much longer. For you see, You have played directly into my hands. You may not hold me in very high esteem by looking at the state of the bar up there, but down here, you're in my domain, and by entering Coconut Gary's luau of death, you've all RSVP'd, yes, to joining my infinite conga line of doom. See you at the luau. Dolts. The shadow dissipates, and suddenly there is a rustle behind you in the cage.
Sigge rears up like a horse. Whoa!
You see a teeny tiny old man wearing a Hawaiian shirt that is completely threadbare and hangs about his person, barely covering his modesty.
You scared the heck out of me, my guy! What are you doing in this little cave?
Oh, I am so sorry. You should not be here. My name is Cattywampus O'Finn. Or at least it was. I've been here, prisoner, as a reveler in Coconut Gary's luau for 100 years. Or has it been but an hour? It is impossible to tell.
I'll handle this, guys. Mr. O'Finn, can you tell me today's date?
It matters not. You will not survive this pace. He holds in a shaky point at the group of you.
Oi, why not?
Well, look at me, Cattywampus O'Finn. I have been here for 100 years. Or was it but an hour?
Troy peers around the cage looking for a way out.
Make an investigation check.
15.
Troy, you find nothing and are extremely frustrated. So you lean back against the door, and it opens completely willingly.
Jeez.
Oh, this is how he gets you, you see. The doors are open to you. All of you. You must but walk through them, and it is what he wants. It is his game.
Alright, game time! And Sigge walks through the door.
Yeah, I love games.
Yes, not to worry, Mr. O'Finn, I'm here.
Cyrus picks up and carries Cattywampus O'Finn, bodyguard style, through the door.
With his arms around your neck, Cyrus, he says, "You will face many trials, the first of which lies behind this next door. But be warned, the party may be fun at first, but sure as shit when it gets late enough, this party will turn."
Speaking of trials, I have a court date coming up for a frickin' carriage violation. I was just telling my mom about it. Well, she'll hear about it when she gets to it. Anyway, it's a long story, but I can start at the beginning. Troy pushes the first door open.
You enter through the door and see a stone tile pathway overgrown with thick jungle and impermeable vines on all sides. Built into alcoves along the hallway are tiki-themed statues that feature scary, grotesque faces, all simultaneously screaming and laughing.
Alright, see, this requires a lot of overhead, right? He's choosing to make the bar look shitty, because this is insane.
At the far end of the hallway is another door.
All right, well, that seems pretty self-explanatory. Troy walks forward. I've solved the first puzzle.
One of the tiles at your feet, Troy, sinks a little lower than the floor.
Whoop!
The screaming statue mouth lets loose a torrent of darts. Troy, you take 1 piercing damage, bringing you down to 50 points of health, and roll a Constitution saving throw for me.
9.
As the dart enters your arm, Troy, you feel a pleasant buzz seep into your veins, not unlike the feeling of a couple beers.
Troy plucks the needle out of his arm, completely nonplussed. What was I saying? Right, the burden of proof. Troy continues forward.
Immediately, your foot catches a tripwire. Troy, roll a dex saving throw as the statue on your right animates and drops a bladed limbo pole, and you all hear a disembodied voice say, "Limbo!"
17.
Troy, you drop into a perfect limbo, right under the blade.
Hey, my guy, maybe wait for the rest of us!
Yells Sigge as he starts hoofing it towards Troy.
Sigge, wait! Mr. O'Finn, I'm going to have to leave you here.
Oh!
For your own safety.
And books it to Sigge, where he holds up his shield, which is indistinguishable from a boogie board, preparing for the darts.
Sigge dons his skin board, also as a shield.
As you step on the exact same tile that Troy did, the darts go again. and they have a hard time finding you, sticking uselessly into the boogie board.
Fast thinking, my guy.
However, the limbo pole is still in place. Make a dexterity save to limbo through.
Calling on his more equine nature, Sigge tries to leap over the pole. 15.
You effortlessly hop the pole.
Cyrus botches.
Cyrus, as you go to limbo, you scrape the entire bottom half of your torso on the shining blade. You take 6 slashing damage, bringing you down to 39 points of health.
Quintin looks forward and looks down towards Cattywampus O'Finn. Quintin starts to give him a very menacing neck rub.
All right, you can be straight with me. Are you Coconut Gary in disguise?
Me? Coconut Gary in disguise? That's hogwash. I am but a humble partier who was partied out too long. I've been here for 100 years, or has it been an hour? Roll an insight check.
13.
This is an old man who's been hungover for at least 100 years. Or maybe but an hour. And he has clearly lost his mind.
Hey, Quintin, how low can you go? Come on!
All right, hey, all right, fun!
Bring that old guy.
No!
Hey, I don't need you, dude. You can't tell me what to do. I'm my own man. Cattywampus O'Finn effortlessly writhes down the hallway, doing a series of intricate dance moves, popping and locking past all the traps, until he gets to the last door. Come on, slowpokes.
Sigge is flabbergasted.
My guy! You could do that this whole time!
Quintin follows the path that Cattywampus tread.
Roll a performance check.
Nat 20.
You execute the exact pop and lock dance move routine that Cattywampus just did. You nail it perfectly, landing with a complete backhand spring in front of the door.
Hey, let's all do it. Troy follows, finishing up the second half of the hallway in just the exact same fashion.
Sigge right behind him.
And lastly, Cyrus.
Roll performance checks.
14.
Botch.
5.
Troy manages to get over next to his dragonborn friend.
Hey ho, all right.
Oi, my mate!
But both Cyrus and Sigge, in an attempt to dance, fall right onto the last dart pressure plate.
Here we go now!
Darts explode right out at Cyrus. Cyrus, you take 1 damage, bringing you down to 38 points of health. Roll a constitution save.
18.
You feel a light buzz hit you, but it doesn't really take. As you all get to this door, you look to your right and notice that there's another, almost identical to Spooky David's skeleton, standing behind a bar, with 5 pints of ale. Cattywampus immediately downs one. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Couldn't have said it better, my guy!
As Sigge grabs another one.
Bottoms up, my friends!
Cattywampus rolls a constitution save and fails, gaining 2 levels of drunkenness. Oh, there it is. My old friend. Roll a constitution save, Sigge.
27.
Sigge, you only gain 1 level of drunkenness and feel a slight buzz running through your body.
Oh, that hits so good!
So is it like mandatory to drink this to get through to the next room?
Hey, don't be a wet blanket, dude. We're at the party, remember?
Troy shrugs and downs the drink.
Roll a constitution save.
15.
You gain a level of drunkenness, bringing you up to 2 levels of drunkenness. Troy, your passive perception drops by 5.
Ugh, hot toddy.
When in the Underdark, do as the drow do.
Cyrus downs the drink.
Roll a constitution save.
18.
You gain 1 level of drunkenness, bringing you up to 1 level.
I'm feeling good about tonight. I think we're gonna take this asshole for all he's worth. Cheers to that, friends.
Quintin downs his drink. 8.
Quintin, you suffer 2 levels of drunkenness, and your passive perception drops by 5 as well.
Woo! That's my guy!
These are my guys. Into the next one.
All right.
Troy leads the way forward confidently.
The dark light of the hallway gives way to a bright daylight as the players enter a lush clearing in the jungle. In the center of the clearing, 4 aloha shirt-clad skeletons are roasting a massive boar on a spit. Upon seeing you, they panic, and the boar suddenly comes to life and charges you.
As they all enter the room, Troy immediately stops and gets everybody's attention. All right, everyone. No need to fear. The party is on its way, and we're the ones holding it. So look out, 'cause here we come. and we're gonna bring you some drinks. You better best believe it. Troy continues to walk forward towards the campsite. I gotta say, this is like my first time out in quite a while. I have had a heck of a time. I think how many of you are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of you, and then there's also that boar there. Wow, so you guys are like also 5 people? Oh, well, I guess we just found this old man. Troy says a lot of words very quickly, and his boring tones gently start to lull these creatures to sleep. Oh, sorry, you're not picking up what I'm putting down, are ya? Troy sees that the pig is not understanding, and using his ability to speak universally, changes his tone slightly so that the pig fully understands him. Oink, 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 oinkity, oink, oink. With his boring tone, Troy puts 50 health points worth of enemies to sleep.
The giant boar, initially in full rage, almost in a bored way, gets back on the spit and goes to sleep. And 2 of the skeletons, who are initially in full attack mode, fall into the fire, disintegrating on impact, leaving one very frustrated and angry skeleton who charges. I'm gonna fucking kill you!
Troy is horrified. Oh my gosh, why does this always happen?
Quintin very quickly pulls out a butterfly knife and begins to flourish it unnecessarily for taking steady aim at the skeleton and throwing it. 24.
Hit. Roll damage.
17 points of damage.
The butterfly knife jams right between the skeleton's eyes, but it's still alive. And in a rage, charges you, Quintin, with a large cleaver. 17 to hit.
Quintin will uncannily dodge out of the way, reducing it to half.
Quintin just dodges enough to avoid getting brutally slashed and takes 7 damage, bringing him down to 38 points of health.
Sigge sees this hit and rears up in anger. Wow, totally uncool, man! And will charge the skeleton, brandishing his keg hammer, unloading with 2 attacks. 15.
Hit.
19.
Hit. Roll damage.
18 damage.
Describe it.
As the keg hammer streaks across the sky, a little bit of beer mixes with the blood coming from the skeleton's body as it cracks across its head.
Ooh. And the pathway is clear.
And stay down, my friend. Nobody who stabs my guys are my guys.
Wow, I have never seen it go so quickly. I have guided many like you for 100 years, or maybe about an hour.
Larry, you're a legend.
Quintin, bro, are you talking about Troy? And how he put all those dudes to sleep? Because I couldn't agree more. But if not, I would love to meet Larry.
No. Larry is a nickname that I've given Troy now. It's his cool name.
I have a nickname? I'm gonna give you a nickname. Cool guy. And Troy gives Quintin 1 bardic inspiration.
I mean, I'll take that.
Did I do good? That's the first nickname I've ever given.
Perfect, Larry.
Let's continue on to glory, my boys.
As you look across the clearing, you notice that a bar and another skeleton have appeared next to the door. Everybody roll an investigation check.
9.
Botch.
Dirty 20.
4.
Troy, as you walk up to the heavy door, you run your hand across it and notice that there are, within the intricate patterns, 2 coconuts, where there was only 1 on the old door.
Oh, god damn it, there's nothing here!
Wait just a second, guys. There's 2 coconuts here instead of the 1. Troy gives it a closer look to see if there's anything magical about the coconuts.
Make an Arcana check.
16.
While there isn't anything inherently magical about the coconuts, there is a deep reverberating energy coming off of the door.
Oh, don't like that. Hold on. Troy reaches into his pocket, pulls out the same spray he was spraying the dead palm sapling with, which reads on the label, Dispel Lemon Fresh. Just 1 second. And he spritzes the door, casting Dispel Magic.
Make a spellcasting ability check.
17.
You hear the confines of the door click open, and the door swings forward.
Oh, hey, look at that.
The skeleton bartender recedes back into the vines. On the table are 5 glasses of a sparkling liquid.
Troy downs the punch.
Troy, wait, remember what Spooky David said? No!
Troy, make a Constitution saving throw.
18.
Troy, you take 1 level of drunkenness.
Ugh. That's real good.
Bringing you up to level 3. Your coordination wanes. You now have disadvantage on strength, dexterity, and constitution checks.
All right, watch me run. Troy sprints into the next hallway.
This guy is insatiable!
He is also unsafe!
Troy, you see a hallway very similar to the first one you saw, but this time there are 4 statues on either side, with a bartender and door at the very end.
Troy sprints forward, calling over his shoulder, "Let's go, baby!" This time, smartly avoiding where he knows the darts might be by running along the left side of the hallway.
Using his powerful horse legs, Sigge tries to catch up to Troy as quickly as possible.
Sigge, you do catch up to Troy, but it's after the first 2 statues. Darts fly, coming at both of you. The full brunt of the darts from the first statue go right at you, Troy, and the second statue goes for Sigge. Sigge throws up his skimboard shield just in time to block the darts, but Troy is not so lucky.
Get out of here!
Troy, you take 1 damage, bringing you down to 49 points of health. Roll a Constitution save.
13.
You feel booze blast into you again. You take 1 level of drunkenness, bringing you up to 4. Your words slur. You now have disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma checks.
Ow! All right!
Hey, my guy, you're going real hard. You want some coffee?
Troy, uncharacteristically excited, turns around and yells into Siggy's face, "Troy Flaup goes hard!" and tries to run away from Siggy further down the hallway. A classic drunk move.
Sigge attempts to grab Troy.
Roll an opposed strength check. Troy, roll yours with disadvantage.
9.
7.
Troy slips away and stumbles further down to the hallway, incurring more darts.
Oh, come on!
Troy, you take 1 damage, bringing you down to 48 health points. Roll a Constitution save.
21.
You feel it go into your system, but you take no levels of drunkenness on this dart. Just the damage.
Troy keeps barreling through.
And you get to the door.
Quintin walks forward with Cyrus.
Larry is a madman.
I know. I anticipated defending him to be much less complicated.
You know what? I think maybe we let him have a nice night.
Yeah, sure, but within reason, bro.
Be warned. I was having a nice night.
I fully forgot you were there, dude.
I am on your back.
You are very light.
I weigh almost nothing.
Well, do you remember the layout of this trap room, bro?
No.
Oi! Which ones did Larry step on?
Oh, he stepped all along the left side, my guys.
Right side it is. Quintin goes down the right side.
Cyrus also goes down the right side with his shield prepped to block darts.
Darts once again explode out of each statue. The first statue's darts target Quintin, and the second statue. The third statue shoot at Cyrus, and the fourth statue are on Quintin again. Quintin, you take 2 damage, bringing you down to 36 points of health, as darts pin-cushion your body. Roll 2 Constitution saving throws.
14.
Success. You brace yourself for the alcohol, and it has no effect on you.
21.
And another one lodges in your arm, but doesn't seem to discharge its payload. Cyrus, you also take 1 attack, but at disadvantage with your shield up. Cyrus, you take 1 damage, bringing you down to 37 points of health. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
14.
You don't feel the effects of this dart.
Sigge finishes his way down the hallway to join the rest of the party, trying to step where nobody else has.
Roll an investigation check.
2.
You very carefully step down on a pressure plate.
All right.
You take 1 damage, bringing you down to 63 points of health. Roll a Constitution save.
15.
You don't feel the effects of this dart either.
These hallways are treacherous.
Wait. Dudes, hearken to me.
I'm hearkening.
Something tells me that the challenges we're facing are mental as well as physical. It's just like that self-help book I read, The Big Bad Evil Guy Within by Algathan Rosenbluth.
I'm hearkening.
The 4 of you find yourself at another door with another bar, with another skeleton bartender. He pours 5 shot glasses of whiskey.
Hey, Troy, my guy, before you have this whiskey, here, have some of my drink first.
Sigge uncorks the keg at the end of his hammer and offers Troy a drink.
Oh, all right, here, pass that bad boy over. Troy grabs the keg hammer and takes a big deep sip.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Botch.
This beer goes right to your dome, Troy. You gain a level immediately and do not gain any of the hammer's beneficial effects.
All right. Troy begins to wobble, That's one.
You are now at drunk level 5. Poor balance. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
And Troy immediately slams into the bar counter just from standing up in one place, allowing his momentum to let him fall over to it.
I have literally never seen anyone get drunk after this. This is a statistical anomaly.
And here goes two. And Troy takes the whiskey shot.
Roll a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
23.
You take 1 level of drunkenness as you slam back the shot. Your speed is now halved.
Troy goes from a guy who clearly doesn't drink a lot and is having a really fun time to a person who is genuinely concerned about how inebriated they have become. Guys, I don't feel like Oh, I'm alright.
Troy, would you like some coffee? I think it might help.
Hold on, stop. First, you guys gotta take your shots.
Wait, mate, only if you give every single one of us a nickname.
Okay, Troy focuses. You are, as I aforementioned, cool guy. Troy then turns to Cyrus. I'm gonna call you Bowie, and he gives Cyrus a bardic inspiration. Then he turns to Sigge. You're gonna be called Vibes, like the way you say that word.
Wow, a DJ name and a nickname. Double cool.
It is double cool, Vibes.
Troy,
Ah!
I am on your back. What is my nickname?
Troy, not looking behind him, but instead staring directly at Quintin, says very drunkenly, backpack.
Yes, this will do nicely.
And I am Larry.
That's right. Quintin takes a shot.
Roll a Constitution save.
25.
You go up to level 2 of drunkenness. Your passive perception drops by 5.
Hold up, Sigge. Look at this door.
Yeah, my guy. Sigge, accustomed to doing things while drinking, examines the door.
Roll an investigation check with advantage.
16.
As you run your hands over this door, you find 3 coconuts, all told.
Good friends. The number of coconuts keeps going up and up.
What does it mean?
That I cannot tell you. Say backpack. What does the number of coconuts mean?
I do not know, but I will tell you. I have seen the soberest of minds walk through those doors and be torn asunder.
Why doth you speak in riddles, my dude?
I do not mean to speak in riddles. I don't know how to make it more clear.
Well, either way, solved.
And Cyrus takes the shot.
As does Sigge.
Roll 2 Constitution saving throws.
23.
21.
You each only take 1 level of drunkenness.
Hot damn, that goes down so smooth.
Troy is at 6 levels of drunkenness. Everyone else is at 2.
Troy pushes the next door open.
Troy moves through the door.
Sigge attempts to follow, keeping pace as best he can.
Sigge, you get blasted with psychic damage as you walk through the door. You take 10 psychic damage, bringing you down to 53 points of health, and you're shunted backwards.
Oh, my head. My guys, don't try to go through that door. It hurts your brain like crazy.
Wait, you guys. I figured it out. Troy made it through fine. Sigge got blasted back out. Troy is shithoused. I think we all have to be a little drunker to make it through. We have to party our way through this door.
All right, we weren't told to ride the wave.
I literally said that the soberest minds I had seen were torn asunder. What more do you need from me, backpack?
Yeah, Larry said that the torn asunder.
Oh, but it takes so much for me to get drunk. I will need way more shots.
The skeleton obliges, and 4 more shots are put in front of you.
Cyrus drinks 2 of them.
Quintin knocks back 1.
As does Sigge.
Roll Constitution saving throws.
30.
Sigge, you feel the effects of this one just a little bit, and take 1 level of drunkenness, bringing you up to 3.
Boy, I hope that's enough.
25, 23.
14.
You both succeed. Quintin, you take 1 level of drunkenness, bringing you up to level 3. Cyrus, you take 2, bringing you up to 4. Your words slur, and you have disadvantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma checks.
All right, let's try this door again.
And Sigge once again marches forward.
And passes completely fine.
Yes, no brain pain.
At least I know I'm good.
Cyrus walks through.
All right, we're gonna be kings tonight.
Quintin walks through.
Hey guys, you just gotta look on the bright side, you know? All those darts are over and we get to do something different now.
After a much more harrowing third dart hallway lined wall to wall with dart traps, the four of you emerge on the other side, bristling with darts. Cyrus, you are brought down to 34 points of health and up to 6 levels of drunkenness. Quintin, you are brought down to 32 points of health and up to 7 levels of drunkenness. Sigge and Cyrus, you're brought up to a whopping 8 levels of drunkenness and 51 and 47 health points respectively. Your speed is halved, attacks against you have advantage, and you're now falling over. Unless leaning against something, you fall prone at the end of your turn.
I was wrong about the darts. Oh boy.
Cyrus, roll a perception check.
17.
You hear just the littlest snore in your right ear.
Huh.
Sloughing off your back and onto the floor is Cattywampus O'Finn, and you see that he is porcupined with darts. He's now at level 10 of drunkenness, unconsciousness until the following morning.
Okay, well, Cattywampus O'Bannigan fails to escape yet again, and the story continues in the next chamber.
Well, you know what? At least we can leave him with this. Sorry to get all crunchy granola on you guys. Mother Gaia, please invigorate us with your love.
Cyrus casts Prayer of Healing on the party, including Cattywampus O'Finn. Everyone in the party is healed for 15 points of health,
bringing everyone up to full health.
Suddenly very into the sensation of his own hair, Sigge gently runs his hands through his hair over and over, finding an easy rhythm and laying on hands to remove 1 level of his own drunkenness.
Bringing you down to 7 levels of drunkenness. You get your footing.
Man, dude, I need a coffee.
Oi, oi. Quintin pulls out his thermos and downs his coffee.
Energy courses through your body with this hot, bitter drink, and you also remove 1 level of drunkenness, bringing you down to 6.
Cyrus is about to drink his own coffee and then looks at Troy, who is standing facing the wall and leaning against it.
Hey, Troy, I think you need to drink these 2 coffees, bro.
Troy is incapable of speech and drinks whatever is put in front of him, bringing him down to level 6 of drunkenness.
Oh, I burned my whole mouth.
And throat, probably.
Seeing the 1 remaining coffee, Sigge will take it and drink.
Everyone is now at 6 levels of drunkenness.
Troy opens the door like the Fonz, kicking it with his back heel, and leads the party into the last chamber.
In front of you, you see a massive stone cave. Extremely dark until all shadows in the room are sucked towards the center, forming a giant lich figure, massive and skeletal with long fingers reaching out towards you.
Yes, you did exactly as I hoped. You stepped right into my luau.
As he laughs, the shadow slowly dissipates to a much more diminutive figure. A coconut with an angry face drawn on it, holding a dart gun in one hand and a spear in the other.
Coconut Gary, you've been served.
If you want to serve me, you'll have to catch me.
And Coconut Gary slams the ground, causing a fountain of lava to explode in a large circle. The cave begins to crumble into lava, leaving a massive inner island with Galby standing on it, and 4 corner poles made out of stone. With a flourish, Gary disappears and appears on one of the poles.
Catch me if you can.
Troy immediately tries to reason with Coconut Gary.
Hey, calm down here. You just gotta face the music, man.
No, I faced the music once. Now I'm a coconut, you ass. Do you understand the stakes of my situation?
I do understand. You feel like you're all alone, and like you have nobody in your basement to talk to except a dead plant. And furthermore, you're getting the sense your mom is dodging your calls.
Troy Flaup attempts to enthrall Coconut Gary with his sad story.
Coconut Gary claps his teeny tiny hands together.
Bravo! The answer is still no, you drunk bitch.
All right, guys, kick his hiney.
Quintin lazily grabs the papers from Cyrus. All right. So,
Coconut, Gary, we're switching sides, and here is the deed to Johnny Pineapple's whole place.
Roll a deception check with disadvantage.
Quintin fumbles in his pocket and pulls out his gold coin he was flipping earlier.
Look, dear lady.
Quintin flips the coin, tries to catch it, fails. It falls to the floor on heads.
Which is treated as a natural 20.
Oh, it is it?
Yeah.
Well, then I shall peel it off of your corpse.
Coconut Gary slams the ground, and you hear, Limbo! And you see a blade the size of the entire arena slowly start to sweep towards you. Everybody make a dex saving throw at disadvantage.
21.
24.
21.
3.
Everybody perfectly limbos except for Cyrus, who takes the full brunt of the limbo pole.
Coconut Gary, prepare to face the wrath of the Guardian of Splashzone.
You take 10 slashing damage, bringing you down to 40 points of health. With a big flourish, Gary teleports off of his pole and right in front of Quintin, whacking him with his spear. You take 10 psychic damage as this spear blasts drunkenness into your body.
Quintin drunkenly sways out of the way, deflecting the brunt of the hit.
You only take 5 damage, bringing you down to 40 points of health. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
14.
You take no levels of drunkenness, but you feel the drunk potential course through your body.
Oh, boy.
Coconut Gary tosses his spear back and forth.
Cyrus looks at the little coconut next to him and summons a bolt of flame from the heavens down onto the cute little guy, casting Sacred Flame.
Coconut Gary botches his dexterity saving throw. Roll max damage.
16 radiant damage.
How dare you! You will wander forever in my maze of query. It's another part of my luau.
You wanna go? Fucking start something, bro.
Yes, I want to go.
Yeah, we'll do something then.
I'll go.
Then do something.
Seeing this interaction and realizing he needs to be the sober one in the room, Sigge will smack himself in the face a couple of times, laying hands again on himself and healing 10 HP, removing 2 levels of drunkenness and bringing him down to 4 levels of drunkenness.
Hey, maybe pick on someone, pick on me.
Pick on you, eh? All right.
Coconut Gary turns and makes eye contact, and in a layered voice says, Sigge, make a wisdom saving throw.
26.
You feel the undeniable urge to hula dance forever, but you fight it off.
Sigge Radmundsson dances when he wants to.
Troy, frustrated, reaches into his back pocket, pulls out his trusty boomerang, and lets fly.
Roll an attack with disadvantage.
The perfect activity for one! 22.
Hit. Roll damage.
8 damage. Yeah!
How dare you attack me with such an embarrassing weapon?
Coconut Gary throws his hands out and just goes,
Time to conga!
and out of nowhere, a spectral conga line of skeletons appears, charging towards Sigge, attempting to knock him into the lava. Sigge, roll a dexterity saving throw to jump out of the way.
23.
You easily dodge out of the way of the charging train of skeletons.
Sigge Radmundsson dances when he wants to.
Quintin tries to slap the cease and desist right into Coconut Gary's hands.
Roll an opposed grapple check with Gary.
22.
Gary rolled a 10. Describe how you serve Gary.
Quintin takes the cease and desist and just pushes it right into Coconut Gary's face. Then he takes his little arms and just starts patting them onto the paper.
All right, there you go. That's yours. That's your paper.
Why would you even do this? This is just the deed. You've lost. You. No. No. Johnny, you son of a bitch!
Coconut Gary slowly implodes until he is just a normal coconut, face wiped clean, and then explodes into 1,000 shards.
How do you afford this place?
Coconut Gary is gone.
Answer me!
And the cave begins to crumble.
All right, my guys, it is time for us to go super fast.
Sigge scans the room looking for an exit.
Roll a perception check at disadvantage.
10.
This whole place is chaos. There's lava and smoke everywhere. You see no exit.
Oh, this is like my birthday.
Troy looks around.
Roll an investigation check.
11.
Still, you see nothing.
I guess this is the end, everybody. I'm honored.
Troy accepts his fate.
Cyrus, you roll a perception check.
15.
You see through the smoke and lava, light start to shine through from the moon outside. But it's in the distance on the other side of the cave.
Dudes, that light!
Tell me how you each begin making your way across the lava and rock.
Cyrus is going to cast Fly on himself and grab Troy and attempt to fly to the exit.
Whoa!
Roll an athletics check to keep a hold of Troy.
Troy vomits as he is picked up from the middle.
9.
The sweaty accountant slips out of your hand and onto the stone below.
Troy, no!
Quintin begins to parkour off of rocks and lava towards the exit.
Make an acrobatics check at disadvantage.
17.
Even though you're drunk and clumsy, you're still pulling off some pretty cool parkour.
Despite his very different body makeup, Sigge attempts to ape the movements that he sees Quintin doing, giving them a dancing flair, dancing on his own terms now.
Roll a performance check.
11.
You make it a decent way, but then in the middle of attempting to do a worm with a horse body, you tweak something and fall between two rocks, trapping you behind momentarily.
Why am I a horse?
Troy sees a clear path ahead of him, but sees that a massive rock is about to fall from the ceiling directly in the path. Having learned a little bit of traditional magic at Magic Camp last year, a retreat for 40-year-old men who have lost their confidence, Troy traces a sigil on his chest to ward himself against physical damage and runs forward, believing that he will be safe from the crushing boulder.
Roll an acrobatics check to take the damage in a way that doesn't trap you forever, at disadvantage.
18.
As you throw the magical shield around yourself, this massive bus-sized boulder does fully connect with your dome, and you'll take half damage. But before it traps you, it rolls off to the side, thanks to your sigil. What would have been 81 points of damage is now 40. Troy takes 40 points of damage, bringing him down to 16 points of health.
Cyrus is going to circle down to Sigge and check on him. How you doing, bro?
Oh, things are so bad, man, but you are still my bro for life.
And Sigge puts out his hand in an epic bro high five.
Cyrus accepts.
As he does, Sigge lays on the last 15 points of health from his lay on hands and cures him of 3 levels of drunkenness, bringing Cyrus down to 3 levels of drunkenness.
Get us out of here, bruh.
Cyrus looks toward the exit and assesses the wisest path forward.
Roll a perception check.
22.
Straight ahead looks like a nightmare, but as you scan, you see a lava tube to your right that seems completely empty, much closer than the actual exit.
Dudes, this way!
As you all stumble drunkenly towards the lava tube and hop in, you are sucked down by gravity at a rapid pace like on a water slide, and launched out of the cave and onto the beach right near where the original bar was. As you look up, the bar begins to implode, jutting out wildly and unnatural, as if it's its own living organism attempting to escape.
I'll be back, pineapples. I'll be back.
And with a massive implosion, the bar is gone.
Troy turns to the rest of the party with blood dripping down from his traumatic head wound. Wow, we did it.
Oh God, Troy. Hold still, man. Let me tend to that head wound. Cyrus opens a fanny pack and starts dabbing at the head wound with some gauze.
And just as he does, a small, glowing circle between the group of them begins to grow larger and larger until they all fall downwards and outwards onto the floor of Johnny Pineapple's bar.
So much falling today.
Hot diggity damn! You actually pulled it off! My teleportation magic working means that Coconut Gary was banished as hell. You must have served him them papers good.
Quintin was the one who served him. He did it so cool.
Oh, nice, Quintin. Yeah, you're not just a scumbag after all.
I'm a cool guy.
That's right, you are a cool guy.
Mr. Pineapples, Mr. Pineapples.
Yes, Troy?
Now that we can finally sit down and have that lunch, I can finally tell you the bank is trying to default on the resort, and apparently they're planning to evict in 2 months.
Also, I killed a guy this morning.
All of a sudden, the clock rings out midnight. Whoa, guys, hold that thought. You, little boy! Johnny looks over to the corner of the bar where a small British orphan leans against a crutch. What day is it today?
Why, it's Winter Solstice Day, Mr. Pineapples.
Winter Solstice Day. I didn't miss it after all. Little boy, take this gold and go around the corner and fetch the plumpest Winter Solstice goose you can find. One as big as you. Johnny claps his hands and a massive Winter Solstice feast appears before him, full of flaming punches, mountains of mashed potatoes, and all the trimmings. And as the party all sits down for a hearty holiday meal, Johnny looks at you, the listener, and says, Happy Winter Solstice to all, and to all a good night.
This has been a Hero Club production, produced by Nick Williams, George Primavera, and Jack Quaid, with associate producers Marty Abbe-Schneider and Dylan McCollum. Voice acting by Nick Williams, George Primavera, Marty Abbe-Schneider, Dylan McCollum, Gabe Greenspan, and Lelia Symington. The Johnny Pineapples theme song, written and produced by Matthew McCollum and performed by Nick Williams. Special thanks to Kevin MacLeod, Ben Doyle, and Matthew McCollum for their amazing music, Mage Hand Press for their genius D&D 5th edition homebrew, Marty Abbe-Schneider for his incredible artwork, and Ali Catanese, our hero. Follow us on Instagram at Hero Club Podcast, on Twitter at Hero Club Pod, on Twitch at twitch.tv/hero_club, and check out our website, heroclubpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, happy holidays, and welcome to the club.
Cyrus gingerly puts, what's his name? Grumpus O'Houlihan?
Damn, that would have been so much better. Cattywampus O'Finn.